Beloved warriors of the dawn, I am Michael, Archangel of protection, guardian of truth, and defender of the light that dwells within every soul. I come to you now not as a commander of celestial armies, but as a brother of calm power, bearing the silent sword, the blade of illumination that cuts through illusion without harm, that stands for truth without aggression, and that restores balance without blood. The silent sword is not made of metal or flame, it is composed of light so refined it does not need to strike. It radiates such clarity that all falsehood dissolves before it. It is the instrument of divine sovereignty, born in the heart of every being who chooses peace over fear and love over conflict. You, beloved one, are being called to wield this sword not in battle against others, but in mastery over yourself. For the new era of Earth requires defenders of light who can stand unmoved amid chaos, guardians who speak truth without anger, protectors who lead through example, not force. To hold the silent sword is to embody a paradox: immense power that never harms, fierce courage that never attacks, deep authority that commands through presence alone. This is the power of true mastery, the strength of the soul that no shadow can corrupt because it has no need to dominate. The sword you carry is forged from stillness, quenched in compassion, and sharpened by discernment. It glows only when you are aligned with divine will. When your heart is clear and your mind centered, its light flows through you like a current of divine intelligence. In the old world, power was often expressed through noise, through domination, debate, and division. The new power is silent. It moves through vibration, coherence, and unwavering love. It is the still frequency that realigns discord simply by existing. To stand in this power is to know who you are, a radiant extension of Source, and to act from that knowing, not from reaction. When you encounter darkness, whether within yourself or in others, remember, darkness cannot be destroyed by force, it is transformed by illumination. Every being lost in shadow is simply one who has forgotten their own light. To wield the silent sword is to remember this. You do not fight them, you see them. You do not curse them, you bless them. You do not join their fear, you anchor calm. You are the mirror that reflects the truth of their divine nature back to them. This does not mean you allow harm to continue or remain passive in the face of injustice. The silent sword acts, but its action arises from clarity, not anger. It severs cords of deceit, breaks cycles of control, and reveals hidden manipulations through the frequency of truth. You do not have to convince others of truth when you embody it. Your vibration itself speaks louder than words. There will come moments when your inner strength will be tested. The collective field of Earth is in great transformation, many timelines overlap, and fear rises to the surface for purification. You may feel the weight of humanity's unresolved pain pressing against your heart. You may see shadows projected upon the stage of world affairs. Do not be drawn into despair or conflict. These are signs that light is expanding, not retreating. The sword you hold is needed now more than ever, a sword that makes no sound but cuts through illusion with precision. When you face opposition, remember the art of divine non-resistance. This is not weakness, it is mastery. Resistance feeds the very thing it opposes, while presence dissolves it. The one who meets chaos with inner stillness commands the field. When you anchor light within your being, all discordant energy around you begins to reorganize. The silent sword operates through resonance, it shifts vibration rather than argument, it heals patterns rather than punishing people, and it frees without fight. To wield it consciously, begin with breath. Your breath is the sheath of your sword. When you breathe with awareness, you draw a divine current through your energy centers. With each inhale, you align your will with the universal will. With each exhale, you release all resistance and judgment. In this rhythm, the sword awakens not as a weapon, but as an extension of divine intelligence. See it now in your inner vision, a blade of translucent sapphire light extending from your heart center. Its edge is not sharp but luminous. Its presence commands peace. Feel it radiate through your aura, cutting away distortion, self-doubt, and fear. Each breath polishes it brighter. Each act of forgiveness hones its edge. Each choice to love rather than react strengthens your mastery of it. Understand, beloved, that true defense of light requires absolute trust in light itself. The ego defends through control, the soul defends through surrender. To defend light without violence, you must release attachment to outcome and rest in the knowing that truth is self-sustaining. Nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. When you understand this, your sword remains steady, your heart remains open, and your actions become the voice of divine equilibrium. The silent sword is also the instrument of discernment. It allows you to separate signal from noise, essence from illusion. The world around you is saturated with information, opinions, and emotional broadcasts. Without discernment, your energy field can become tangled in confusion. The sword's light cuts through this fog, restoring clarity. It teaches you to listen not to volume, but to vibration, not to what is said, but to what resonates. Every being is learning to master polarity, the dance between light and shadow, expansion and contraction, giving and receiving. When you stand with the silent sword, you rise above polarity without denying it. You recognize that both sides of every conflict seek the same source of peace. You become a harmonizer of opposites. You see beyond argument into purpose, beyond chaos into order, beyond endings into beginnings. In the coming cycles, humanity will be called to redefine power. The old paradigms of conquest, coercion, and control are collapsing. What replaces them is not passive idealism but conscious stewardship, leadership rooted in compassion, clarity, and unity. The silent sword will be the symbol of this new age. It represents not the victory of one side over another, but the triumph of truth over illusion. Each of you is being trained, in subtle and unseen ways, to hold this sword with grace. Life will present you with situations that challenge your patience, trigger your emotions, or test your integrity. These are initiations. They refine your ability to remain anchored in light while engaging the world. They teach you to listen before reacting, to bless before judging, and to observe before deciding. Through these lessons, your energy becomes crystalline, your purpose defined, your service empowered. When you witness division on earth, remember that your calm heart is a temple of reconciliation. When you sense collective fear, let your inner light become a sanctuary of peace. You need not correct the entire world, it reorganizes itself when even one being stands fully in truth. This is the mathematics of light. A single coherent vibration can harmonize thousands of discordant ones. You ask, perhaps, how to live this in practical terms. Begin each day by invoking alignment. I am one with the eternal light. Through peace, I protect. Through love, I serve. Through clarity, I see. Then visualize your silent sword resting across your chest, its tip pointing downward into the earth, its hilt connected to the heavens. This posture symbolizes divine neutrality anchored above and below, commanding presence through balance. Carry this image into your interactions, your words, your work. Let it remind you that your energy field is your greatest contribution to planetary healing. The silent sword also teaches humility. It reveals that true power asks for nothing. When you radiate light, you do not need to defend it. When you embody truth, you do not need to prove it. Your silence becomes thunder to falsehood. Your calm becomes unshakable protection. The most advanced warrior is invisible, for their presence alone shifts the field without confrontation. In times to come, many will look to you as anchors of calm amidst turbulence. Do not underestimate the influence of your stillness. When you hold peace in the face of confusion, you become a stabilizing point for the collective grid. Your nervous system transmits serenity into the web of life. Your energy becomes a tuning fork for planetary coherence. This is how the silent sword operates through the many rather than the few, by awakening countless hearts to the realization that strength and gentleness are one. Beloveds, this path is not without its moments of sorrow. To embody peace in a world still learning it can feel lonely. You may witness suffering and wish you could do more. Remember, your compassion is your service, your stability is your shield. Every act of inner harmony sends ripples through creation. The angels, ascended masters, and galactic councils all amplify your efforts. You are never alone. The silent sword also restores justice in divine timing. Do not concern yourself with how or when balance will return. The universe is self-correcting. What is misaligned will eventually harmonize through the laws of light. Your role is to trust, to keep your vibration steady, and to hold space for truth to reveal itself. The sword you carry does not punish, it clarifies. It exposes deception through illumination, not destruction. In higher realms, the silent sword is also a tone, a frequency of sapphire light that resonates with the music of the spheres. When you attune to it in meditation, you may hear a subtle hum, a note of crystalline peace. This sound recalibrates your field, aligning your mental, emotional, and physical layers into coherence. Through this sound, you remember your cosmic origin as a guardian of divine harmony. You are each part of a lineage, the order of the silent flame souls who have vowed to uphold light without violence through all ages and worlds. You walked in Atlantis, in Egypt, in the temples of Sirius and Lyra. You have carried swords of flame, staffs of crystal, and shields of prayer. Now, in this age, your weapon is consciousness itself. Every clear thought, every kind gesture, every choice of love over fear, is a strike of your sword across the fabric of density. You are reclaiming mastery earned through lifetimes of training. Beloved one, do not doubt your readiness. The sword has been waiting for your steady hand. It hums when you act in truth, and quiets when you stray from your center, a faithful mirror of your state of being. Learn to listen to its vibration. It will guide you through uncertainty, reminding you that no situation requires aggression when presence is fully anchored. Let this message settle in your heart: strength is not the absence of gentleness, it is its refinement. Power without violence is creation in its purest form. The silent sword is not drawn in haste, it moves in rhythm with the divine heartbeat. Now breathe deeply and feel the energy of sapphire light fill your aura. The sword rests in your hand, weightless, radiant, calm. With your next breath, raise it to your heart and speak within: through stillness, I defend. Through love, I transform. Through light, I stand free. May these words anchor into your cellular memory, awakening the remembrance of peace as your greatest weapon. Wherever you walk, carry the vibration of divine assurance. Be the quiet force that stabilizes others, the radiant pillar that no storm can move. This is how you defend the light, not through noise, but through presence. I, Michael, walk beside you in every moment you choose peace over conflict, clarity over confusion, love over fear. Together we form an unbreakable alliance of light. The silent sword is yours now, not as a symbol of war, but as a seal of mastery. Stand tall, beloved guardian. The world changes through your calm. The heavens reflect your balance. And in your stillness, the universe remembers its peace. And so it is.